Howard, and I have the privilege of serving as a senior minister here at this spiritual community. I want to say thank you to Martha, Scott, and Nick for that beautiful prelude this morning. As always, thank you, and thank you for being here, as always. Things look a little bit different today than they normally do. You see lots of stuff up here on the platform that you might not normally see, and that's because we have a special event coming up at 1 o'clock today, the Pandemic Parody, which is taking the place of what used to be our Chili Fest and Melodrama. And I know that the people who are involved in it have put a lot of time and energy and effort and love into this production, so it will be available. You can make a reservation still to be here at 1 o'clock to participate in person. And it will also be recorded and then posted later for you to watch on video if you'd like to do it that way. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit this morning. We also have some new cameras installed this week. So that's exciting. So if you are watching us online, thank you, and thank you for being here. We're so glad that you chose to spend part of your day with us here at Unity Spiritual Center, Denver. And if you are new to us and you're not yet getting our weekly newsletter, I invite you to sign up for that. You can do that very easily by going to our website, which is unitydenver.org. At the very bottom of the homepage, there's a little orange button that you can click on, and it will take you to a really easy sign-up page. And so you can start receiving our newsletter that goes out every week. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell. I understand ringing the bell gives you notifications when we are going live, so you won't miss anything. If you're watching on Facebook, please like our page and sign up for notifications there as well. And we appreciate those of you who are tuning in. If you haven't yet downloaded our app, you can text Unity Denver, all lowercase, one word, space APP to 77977 on your phone. And you will get a text, you'll see your text that will give you a link, and at that link you can download our app. And you can watch past services right there, you can sign up for classes, you can register for services, and you can donate right there from your smart device. And so we encourage you to do that for us as well. Also, if you and again, if none of that works for you, just send us an email at info@unitydenver.org, and somebody will get back to you and respond to you if you'd like a call or if you'd just like some more information. And we have a few things I want to remind you about coming up at this soon. Next week, we have a very special guest speaker and musician, Esther Nicholson. Esther has been here before. You may remember her. She's an inspiring speaker, teacher. She's an author, beautiful voice, and she will be coming to us remotely, actually. She won't be actually physically here, so that'll be a little bit different for us, but we invite you to come and be a part of that, or again, watch that online if you like. Again, I've already announced to you the Pandemic Parody that's happening, or Staying Alive, I forgot. Pandemic Parody or Staying Alive is the name of the event. So if you could see behind the screen here, you would see lots of props. So it's going to be very exciting and fun. I know lots of laughs, so please come and join us in that. And now I would invite you to join us as we say our creed here at Unity Spiritual Center Denver, and it is, our God is love, our race is human, our faith is oneness. Thank you. And so I'm trying things a little bit different today. I want to do the order just a little bit different. And I'm introducing a meditation at the beginning of the service. I want us to be able to really settle in to the energy of the space and to have, as much as possible, to really have our own sacred experience during the service. And so I thought this would be a good way for us to begin. And so I've got this bowl. I see Jeff out there. I should have asked Jeff to do this for me. I have this crystal bowl that I want to use, and then Angie's going to lead us in a song that will lead us into meditation. But this is the C, and I think the C is the root chakra, right, Jeff? Yeah. So it's really tuning to that foundational energy within us. And so I just invite you to close your eyes, breathe into the energy, feel the energy of the sound, listen to the music, and then we'll have some time of meditation and go from there. So.
I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch you with my soul, soul to soul. Let us touch again, and then may we behold more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you silently, breath to breath. Let us breathe as one, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are.
So I just invite you to feel yourself in this space, feel yourself supported by the chair. Feel yourself supported by the energy of this space as you allow yourself to come fully present into this now moment. Just letting go as much as you can of any busyness of your morning, any ideas about what happens when you leave today, and simply just surrender into the presence of right here and right now. And as we take a conscious breath, we allow that breath to bring us fully present into our heart space, where we do meet the divine, God, Source, Universe, that one life that is centered right here in you and in me. That one life that is breathing us. One life that is connecting us with each other. and with all creation, all that is formed and all that is unformed. As we allow ourselves just to surrender everything into the awareness of who we truly are as expressions of that life. As we allow ourselves to surrender into the awareness of who each one of us is. And we simply just allow ourselves to be present in the awareness of that truth that abides eternally at the center of our being, that space that we call the heart. And so I invite you to just go into the silence and be with yourself, your divine self, inviting that experience. And just take a conscious breath. Breathing all the way down through the bottom of your feet and grounding yourself right here, right now, in this present moment. More fully awakened to who you truly are, the divine self, your true self. Awakening in your heart, in your mind, in your body, and every aspect of your being. I am that. I am. Feel yourself supported once again by the chair. Feel Mother Earth rising up to meet you, grounded right here and right now, in the presence as the presence. And breathe your awareness back into this space and time. And so it is. I'd like to share with you this morning a reading from Charles Fillmore. Charles Fillmore is the co-founder of the Unity Movement, along with his wife Myrtle Fillmore. And this is one of the writings from what is now the book, Keep a True Lent. And this is from a section called Faith Thinking. The most important power of man is the original faith-thinking faculty. We all have the thinking faculty located in the head, from which we send forth thoughts, good, bad, and indifferent. The thinking faculty in the head is supplied with the second-hand ideas of our ancestors, the dominant beliefs of the race, or the threadbare stock of the ordinary social whirl. This is not faith thinking. Faith thinking is done only by one who has caught sight of the inner truths of being. and who feeds one's thinking faculty on images generated in the heart or love center. Faith thinking is not merely an intellectual process based on reasoning. The faith thinker does not compare, analyze, or draw conclusions from known premises. He does not take appearances into consideration, is not biased by precedent. One's thinking gives form without cavil or question to ideas that come straight from the eternal fount of wisdom. One's perception impinges on the spiritual, and they know it. So that's what I want to talk about today. So now we have the wonderful Angie Cat with us today. She's going to bless us with some music. Thank you for being here, Angie.
Thank you for having me. I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say to me. I believe. The only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, yes, I believe what you say to me. Oh, I believe. Taking all I have, and now I'm laying it at your feet. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel
Thank you, Angie. Yeah, so let's just breathe into that for a moment. The beauty of the song, the beauty of the lyrics, the beauty of the way it was presented to us. To allow ourselves to experience that. Sometimes I recognize that I move from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, without stopping to just really appreciate. And so I recognize how I was moved by that, and how important it is just to be in that. To feel that, when that shows up for us, when something like that touches us, whether it be a song or being out in nature or holding a baby or whatever that might be, just reminded about how important it is to honor that rather than just keeping moving and moving and moving and doing. So, one thing I did forget to say when I was letting you know about things is that I know there's a lot going on around masks and no masks and all of that, and lots of information out there. We are being as conservative and cautious as we know how to be to protect everyone, and so we are, as you can see, still asking everyone to wear masks for now, and we do appreciate your willingness to do that, and we're going to continue to keep up with that and be exploring how we can open that up a little bit more for everybody. I know we all want to get rid of those masks. So thank you for doing that. So I'm going to share with you one thing I recognize is that I really want to be down here. I don't know if I can do that with the way the cameras are today, but I guess I can be. That's awesome. Because what I've recognized with being up here so much is that I feel so disconnected. It's like I'm just up here, pontificating or something, and so I really want to experience more of that energy and the connection with you. Because that's what I want us to have, is an experience together when we come into this space. Not just the experience of thinking in the head and trying to grasp ideas, but to have an experience in the heart together. Because I think that's what it's all about. That's what we should be about, in my estimation, is helping us to have an experience of the divine. And we can only have that experience of divine when we're present in the moment. And when we are, and we're not islands. We can have experiences of the divine when we're in our meditation space, in our prayer space. But how beautiful it is for us to come together and share that. You feel that with each other, And so it's such a celebration for us to be able to come back together in this way in community. I mean, Zoom is great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. But we don't feel that same connection. So anyway, I'm off on a tangent already. As I sometimes do. But I wanted to share with you something that I experienced this week. And just to be very transparent with you, because I think that when we share our stories with each other, we can learn from each other and we can grow with each other, and we can also know that we're not alone. that I probably don't experience anything that you don't experience. And you probably don't experience anything in some, maybe not the same way. But we all have our own humanness. We all experience being human. Does anybody out there not experience being human? Anybody watching not experience being human from time to time? So I know we do that, and I know that what we are about is learning how to practice our spiritual tools, our spiritual principles, when we are experiencing being human. If not, then what good are they? So, I'll share with you that last week, after the service, after I finished doing what I do up here, I went into this funk. Anybody know what a funk is? Where everything is sort of just, everything is negative, and I was judging myself, and I was judging myself for what I said, judging myself for what I didn't say, judging myself for being too much in my head, and I was just in this funk. And I would like to tell you that the funk didn't last very long, but that would be a lie. I would love to say I am so practiced at my spiritual principles and practices that I could just bounce out of it like that. I wish I could say that, but that would be a lie. It took me a while to move through that. One of the spiritual practices that I have re-engaged in after a pretty lengthy hiatus is journaling. I used to journal pretty much every day. And I find that journaling helps me to uncover some of the stuff that I like to keep hidden. And that's probably why I don't journal all the time, right? Because it reveals too much of myself to me, right? So I decided I'm going to start doing that again. And a few weeks ago, I started doing it again. And so I decided, okay, I'm in this funk, let me just sit down and journal. So I did, and I started writing. I'm telling myself, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling myself I'm not good enough. I'm telling myself I'm a fraud. I'm telling myself, blah, 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 blah. All this stuff. Then I stopped and I thought, well, who is this I that is telling myself? And who is the self that the I is telling? Who's listening? Anybody ever been there? All this stuff that goes on in the head. And so what immediately happened for me, being a minister, you have to have all the right answers, right? You have to know everything. That's another thing I tell myself sometimes, right? Which is, another thing. Anyway, we won't go there. Anyway, so I immediately started saying, well, it's this, it's that. I saw all of the stuff I had learned, all of the stuff I've read about, all the things I've watched, all the webinars I've been a part of, all of that starts coming up in my head. And I started writing about that. It didn't really seem to help. So it really wasn't until Wednesday when I was out on my daily walk around the neighborhood, and I was still in that sort of funk, nothing was right. And I just started asking, come on, reveal to me what is this about? Who is this I? What is this I? And of course, I was already preparing for today, doing all that, right? I knew what I wanted to talk about. I just didn't know how to talk about it. So I was just walking around, blah, 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 and all of a sudden, it came to me, the words came to me, I don't know. I don't know. And I just started laughing. I bet the people around me probably thought I was crazy. I just started laughing out loud. I don't know. And it was such a freeing place to be. I don't know. But what I do know is that I can connect with what does know. That there is a higher mind than mine that does know. So I guess it was after that walk, I don't remember exactly the timeline, I decided, okay, well, I can connect with that. And so I want to share with you what came to me in response to my I don't know mind that was willing to open up to a mind that knows. Please tell me that you've been there too. Where you think you know, I think I know the answer to this, I know how to move through this, I know how to navigate this, I know enough to be able to do this. But sometimes what we think we know, as Charles Fillmore was talking about in the reading, the thinking mind located in the head is full of all the stuff that we think we know. But we can connect, as he said, into the heart of us. Connect with a knowing, a deeper knowing. So what came to me is that I had this image of this energy field around my head. Just imagine this energy field, like right here around your head. And it's filled with all of these thoughts, all of these beliefs. You can't necessarily see them. They're just vibrations. You know, everything is energy. Thoughts are energy. Feelings are energy. Everything is energy. That's not new thought. It's science. So this energy bubble around my head, around our heads, is filled with all of these ideas about who we are, about the world, about us. And most of those things we've taken on from the world around us, ideas about who we are, who we should be, who we're not. And so imagine that is happening. And so this mind field is filled with all this stuff. And not only that, but our individual mind field is not separate from the collective mind field of humanity. See, we think sometimes, I'm just in my separate little world here, thinking my own thoughts, having my own experience. But we're never separate. You know, your mind field intersects with my mind field, and everybody's mind field intersects with everybody else's mind field. So not only are the thoughts that we hold in our minds accessible to us, so are the thoughts that Mr. Fillmore talked about as the race consciousness or the collective consciousness. And so we have the power to direct our thoughts, our awareness to those thoughts. We choose what thoughts we're going to align to. And so that's what came to me about this thing, is that we have this power. I know I'm moving around a lot today, so I apologize for that. This came to me just like this. We have this I, which is our directive power of mind. And when we turn it on, is it on? We choose through the I, through the directive power of mind, where we're going to focus. Am I going to focus on thoughts of lack and limitation? Am I going to focus on ideas about who my parents said I was or not, or the ideas of society that limit me? Am I going to focus on that? And the thing about this I is that we train it. It becomes habitual for us. That we become so accustomed to attuning to a certain vibration of thought that it becomes automatic. It becomes unconscious. Anybody ever saw, I know some of you are at least as old as I am, have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? Over and over. Yeah, over and over. So it's sort of like that. We've trained our eye, the focus, the focal point, the awareness, the eye that focuses, to focus on certain things over and over and over again. Do you ever wake up in the morning and you have the very same thought you had the morning before you woke up? Anyway, you know what I mean. The previous morning? And so we get in this habit of thought. And we attune our thinking to that. But imagine this. It's like the song was talking about. I keep hearing voices in my head that say I'm not enough. And I read once or heard several times that brain science says that our brains are like Velcro to negative thoughts. And like Teflon to positive thoughts. So the voices in our head keep telling me I'm not enough. The voices in my head keep telling me about my lack and limitation. But as the song said, you say. So imagine this. You can imagine this mind field of our own minds and the collective consciousness of humanity, and we can attach to that, we can focus on that. But imagine, too, that there is a greater mind field that we are also a part of. Mr. Fillmore called it the superconscious. The superconscious. The mind of God. The one mind. The universal mind, the cosmic mind, the Christ mind. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Imagine that mind is replete with all of these ideas about who you really are. You are the light of the world. You are a divine expression. You are a child of the universe. You are a child of God. You are perfect, whole, and complete right where you are. You are beautiful. You are intelligent. You are wise. Imagine that there is that mind out there that is telling you all of those things. You say, I am loved. You say, I belong. You say, and what if we choose to use this power of mind? Now, I'm using this because I want you to get this in your head, that you have this power. Am I focusing on the limited ideas about myself? Or am I focusing beyond that? Is my eye focused on the truth that the universal God mind is holding for me? It's like we're focused on our own minds here and all of the limitation. But what if we raise our vision and we choose to see ourselves as something more, who we truly are? Now, I wish I had one of these for everybody, but I don't. Now I keep blinking. So, you have the power. So that is the first step in recognizing that you have the power of the I. And that I can tell you, when you focus it, who you really are. I telling myself, I am telling myself, I am beautiful. I am telling myself, as I focus on that one mind, I am wise. I am telling myself, I am that I am. So you have that power. Our opportunity is to be conscious of what we are telling ourselves. Mr. Fillmore said, self-awareness is the prelude to Christ consciousness. Remember that. Self-awareness is the prelude to Christ consciousness. Our opportunity is to be self-aware. What am I telling myself? Maybe you want to journal. Maybe you want to just make a list. Maybe when you get in a funk, you may want to say, I'm telling myself, but is it true? That's the next step. Is it true? I want to say if it's not telling you how beautiful and wonderful and perfect and magnificent you are, it's a lie. And so what do you do with that? Then we get to check in with what is true. Connect with what is true. Raise the eye, raise the focus to see what is really true. And then as Unity teaches, we get to practice our denials and affirmations. Denial is not a psychological denial, it's about denying the power of that limited thinking. I'm no longer going to give power to those things that I have been telling myself. Instead, I'm going to affirm what is true about me. Denial and affirmation. And that's all a mental process. Where is my eye focused? And then we get to live it. Not only do we fill our minds with those truths about us, I'm telling myself, I invite us to connect with it, to embody it, to feel it. To take it into your heart. Not just think it, but to embody it. How beautiful and magnificent and perfect and whole and wise you are. And then the last step of that is to set your mind to seek out the evidence of that. You know, the power of this I also is when I focus on the truth of who I am, and fill my mind with that, open myself up to the experience of that and the embodiment of that, then I get to focus my thinking on where is that going to show up for me. Imagine that if you are really focused on finding something, when you are attuned to that, when you are attuned to finding how perfect and beautiful and intelligent and wise you are, guess what? You're going to find it. That's the law of attraction. You are going to find the evidence of what you are seeking. So if you're telling yourself you're limited, if you're telling yourself you're not good enough, if you're telling yourself all those things, guess what you're going to find? Evidence to prove that you're right. What if you only focus on, I am beautiful, I am wise, I am abundant, I am prosperous, and look for evidence of that. And then live it. Live it. You know, you've heard the adage, fake it till you make it. I've also heard that say, faith it till you make it. Bottom line, again, you have the power. We all have the power. Where are we going to focus that I? What am I going to tell myself is true? How am I going to then choose to let go, deny those limited thinking, and affirm what is true about me? Can I take that in through prayer and meditation, embody that energy of that truth, and then set my sights on discovering the evidence that will prove to me what I know is true? And look for the amazing ways that it shows up for you. Surprising ways that it'll show up for you. You know what sometimes happens is, I had that experience this week. I'll be honest with you. Once I was really in that space, I got into more of that positive thinking, and then something did show up in my life, and I thought, oh, well, that's just a coincidence. Really? Don't discount the power. That's what I'm saying. Look for it, and when it shows up, appreciate it. Accept it. Experience the joy of it. And then keep looking for more. I've probably talked enough today, so thank you for listening. Let's take a moment and take a breath. And as you breathe in, I just invite you to connect with the power of I, the power of your own directive power of your mind. As you breathe in, what is the I focused upon? Where is my I focused? Where's the I am? What am I telling myself? What have I been telling myself that I'm willing to change? And then ask your heart, is that true about me? And as you receive that answer, open yourself up to the awareness of the greater mind, the one mind. The mind of God, the mind of truth, divine mind. And as you focus there, listen for what that I is telling you. You're perfect. You're beautiful. You're magnificent. And as you connect with that vibration, those thoughts, those truths, breathe into your heart and feel the resonance of that truth. Allow yourself to have the experience, not only mentally, but emotionally, physically. Experience of the resonance of that truth. As you ground it, as you embody it, as you radiate that truth out. And as you make your own commitment to seek the evidence of that truth. So breathe in once again. Feel yourself in the space. Feel yourself in your own space. As we go into a short time of silence, just be with that. Allow your heart to open. And as you connect with that higher mind, allow that mind to radiate that energy into your heart. And allow that heart resonance to rise up into your mind. Allowing your mind to be inspired. Allowing your eye to be aligned with the truth of your being. And feel the gratitude for that knowing. Through the power of the I, you are empowered. Take a deep breath. Ground that awareness here and now.
I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch you with my soul, soul to soul. Let us touch again, and then may we behold more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you silently, breath to breath. Let us breathe as one, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are.
Take a deep breath. More of who we are. Amen. And now is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to share from our good. If you're watching online, there are many opportunities for you to do that, many ways for you to do that. If you're here in the sanctuary, we invite you to do that electronically. Or if you'd like to deposit your check in the basket as you leave today, we invite you to do that as well. So I invite you to say with me our offertory blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am thankful.
Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. In the kingdom of love, there is no competition, no contradiction, and no control. But you can take position and claim your passion, working on a building that cannot be bought or sold, living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home, living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. Step into the feeling of sweet surrender. Let yourself remember who you are. You can take your own sweet time and ease your troubled mind in the secret sanctuary of the heart, living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you've made it home, living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. There is room for all the kindness you can hold, and you know you can take it with you everywhere you go, living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you've made it home, living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known.
Thank you, Angie. Now, I know there has been a prohibition about singing, but I don't think there's been a prohibition about dancing. So we could get up and dance. I really wanted to get up and dance, but I didn't want to be the only one doing it, so I didn't. So anyway, but yeah, feel free to get up and move when you're feeling moved by the music. And we will be looking at, again, I don't know what the guidelines are changing around singing in groups. I have no idea. But we'll be looking at that as well and seeing what the latest recommendations are about that, because I know everybody wants to sing. So again, thank you for being here. We're so pleased that you chose to be here in person and online. Thank you for being a part of our space, our energy, wherever. We know we're connected across consciousness, even though we're not in person. We know we are one. So thank you again for being here. So now I invite you to join me as we say our closing prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. As light, I illumine my world. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. As love, I live empathy, understanding, and compassion. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. As power, I co-create a world. There it is. I co-create a world of love, unity, and equality for all. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. As presence, I stand in truth in every circumstance. Wherever we are, God is, and so it is. And now Angie will sing. You can stand up for this. Angie will sing, or you can, I don't know whether you should sing or not, but trust yourself and just sing along if you like.
Love can move the world as the moon in the sky moves the sea. Love can cause the wars to cease. Love can move this world to peace. It's a tide that begins with you and me.